going on, everybody? This is the S&M Sports Talk podcast with Brooke and Misty.
Hey, everyone.
All right, so we have a ton to catch up on. It doesn't really seem like it's been that long since we recorded.
But a lot has happened.
Exactly. A ton has happened.
Like, I got a list.
Oh, great. Great. You guys will get to know Misty and her list.
I made a list.
Anytime we ever go on a trip, it could be like a weekend trip to visit our folks, and literally you need like 3 pairs of shirts, 3 boxers and all this.
Pairs of shirts.
Well, whatever, you know what I mean. But she's got like a whole list of stuff, and
I like a list.
I have to pack the baby stuff. I'm like, dude, the baby stuff is like 1/18 our size. Just cram it in a suitcase.
I also don't like a list on the phone. I like a list with a piece of paper and a pen.
Well, see, that aspect I actually respect. I love pen to paper. In the medical field, I am anti-electronic medical chart.
Too bad.
So anyways, if you want to contact us, email us at snmsportstalk@gmail.com. Facebook, Twitter, SM Sports Talk 1. Damn it.
Facebook and Instagram, S&M Sports Talk. Twitter, SM Sports Talk 1. I don't know why. I still haven't figured that one out.
Yeah. Anyways, so a ton to go through. Plus, we're going to have all the football games and the signings and, some betting stuff. But I want to start with, this is how long it's been since we recorded. Andrew Luck retired.
It actually hasn't been that long since Andrew Luck retired. But
it just feels like forever. So he just all of a sudden retired, which
did not make the people happy.
Yeah, it came as a shock to everybody. Yeah. And, he was discussing how the past X amount of years, he's had so many injuries, and rehab has been tough, and the injuries just won't heal, and he's spending,
taking the joy out of the game for him.
Yeah, he's spending every day, in rehab, and he's playing through pain and all that stuff. And he's made over $100 million in his career, which is just a phenomenal feat.
Yeah.
And he, a lot of people are saying that, did he reach his full potential? Okay, I guess, did he reach his full potential?
Probably not.
In the, in the span of like 7 years that he played?
Yeah.
No, because his trajectory was supposed to be probably, the 13 to 18 years of playing.
How many of them do? That's not very common.
That's true.
How many quarterbacks off the top of your head can say, did Tony Romo reach his full potential? No, probably not. Because of his injuries, whatever,
Right.
So I think that's pretty common.
But then, one could say, you did reach your full potential.
Like, in the way that whatever you do is your full potential.
Don't we all, like, at the age of 12 or 13 or 14, have a potential, like, have that full potential to do everything?
Are you getting, like, philosophical on me now?
Yeah, I'm just throwing that out there. Not everybody is going to be a rock star or a philosopher or an astronaut.
True. Yeah, but I'm just curious because the people were so upset. I'm curious how you feel about, because we talked about this a lot, but he could have done it like a little bit earlier. I'm not an apologist, but I'm not bragging on the guy. I'm just saying it seemed like bad timing, right? Like, you didn't know your injuries weren't healing. You didn't know you weren't happy anymore.
Hey man, things change, with every situation, the more the facts come out, the more the story changes, right?
Sure.
So there could have been some family issue. There could have been a health issue.
Maybe.
There could be something that we haven't even heard about.
Sure. There has to be,
I
think.
But at the end of the day, if it's not, if it is just the pain and he lost passion for the game.
It's a valid reason.
Man, that's his choice.
Sure. I just think, I don't know. But you know what? The fans seem to be real upset about it, but clearly the organization wasn't that upset because they let him keep his money.
Yeah. First and foremost, the fans need to get a life. Okay.
Well,
I saw these idiots
let's not clump all of the Indy fans into that particular group.
The idiots need to get a life. I saw people like taking their Luck jerseys off and like ripping them in the stands and like
that's ridiculous.
That's stupid. Okay, if you want to bury your head in your hands, fine, I get that. Your season is tanked.
Be upset.
I totally get that.
I would be upset too.
But for the love of God,
you need to boo the man.
At the end of the day, this is a person.
Yeah.
We've all quit a job.
Sure.
We might have quit a job when that company was going through a change and like, oh man, we're hiring people in like a month. Can you just stay on a train? And you're like, no, absolutely not. No. So I think it's ridiculous. I think the fans are the ones that were booing, and man, that sucks for him. Yeah. Like, he walked out. First of all, he didn't even get to quit on his own. It was leaked. Yeah. Because that's these media folks, they leak all this shit.
How it works now.
And then he walked down he walked off the field and people were booing him. I'm like, man, is that really? They took the last time you guys were prominent was with Peyton Manning right before Andrew Luck came on.
Right.
Okay. And Peyton Manning was going to Denver, and you guys were a scrub ass team.
Yeah.
And Andrew Luck at least did well. And your freaking GM/owner, Jim Irsay, never put an O line for Andrew Luck.
Right.
He wasn't like the top 3 sacked every freaking year.
So did he reach his full potential? Probably not. On account
There's
of...
a ton of blame on Irsay.
Right.
You have to protect you. Jesus, it's like, would you buy a?
I mean, that's probably why he's injured so much, right?
Right, but would you buy a $10,000 wedding ring without insuring it? No.
No.
Would you buy a freaking Ferrari and have like some insurance company you see at 3:00 in the morning on TV? Absolutely not.
We also don't buy that expensive car and then put like cheap gas in it, right?
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
it's
You have to do
ridiculous.
the
Like,
whole- the
I mean,
whole rigmarole.
I would still fill up at Costco though.
Yeah, but with the
Yeah,
good gas.
right? But it's just ridiculous. Like,
Right.
you can only get so mad at the player. You also have to get mad at the team.
Sure. There's
or
a
at
lot of
least-
circumstances
At least
here.
the GM and stuff.
Yeah.
So for all those folks that are booing, I hope those boos are
guys
also
suck.
directed at Irsay. I
Yeah,
mean,
maybe it was. Who knows?
getting this guy murdered. And you know what the funny thing is I was
he didn't
discussing.
complain about it either.
Yeah, I was
Quiet guy. Yeah.
He never complained about anything. I discussed with him, and he never threw his players under
You
the bus.
discussed something with him?
No, not with him.
Okay.
I discussed with some friends like 2 years ago. Like the reason why I respect the hell out of Andrew Luck is because all these reports came out. These defenders were like, who's the one person that you really want to knock the crap out of? And they're like, Andrew Luck. And we were all like, and I was like, man, why?
Why?
Like, why would you want to hurt that guy? He's so nice. He's like, whenever you hit him super hard and you think you got him,
Oh, that's
he
right.
pats you on the helmet, he'll smile and you say, hey, man, that was a good hit.
Right.
And he'll pop
That's
back
so
up.
irritating. Yeah.
Like I just respected the hell out of
Sure,
him. And look,
yeah.
he's Stanford educated. You know, he's got a good head on his shoulders. This is not the end of his book. It's just the end of this chapter.
Yeah.
But I'm happy for him to retire.
I hope he takes care of that neck beard problem, though. Poor guy. I don't know why he didn't clean that up.
You know, it's
really bothers me.
it's funny. There's 3 types of guys: guys that can't grow facial hair, guys that grow it, but then it's like there's always something wrong. It's either too bushy in one area, or for me, I've got the patches on the sides.
Right.
And then 2, then these are the guys that we all hate. The guy with the perfect coiffed beard. You know, it's like
Just grows in the right
Oh, it's
place.
so
like,
annoying.
yeah. No, his like it's just like too far down, right?
yeah, that is.
It's like chest beard. Like
It wouldn't-
it's like cankles,
yeah,
but for your neck.
It wouldn't. What would you call that? A beck?
Chest beard?
Beard neck?
Beard neck? I don't know.
Oh, he's got a neared.
Oh. yeah. Anyway, best of luck, Andrew Luck.
Yeah, best of luck. Anyways, so that's squashed.
Next.
Another thing, I invested so much money on Coco Golf.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're talking about something that's not football?
Yeah. And man, she got beaten straight sets.
She did.
I felt really bad.
She felt really bad too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Anyway, so now, Serena's in the Grand Slam final. Medvedev for the men is in there, as well as Nadal. I'm obviously going to go for Nadal.
Obviously. Did you see, was it him that hit the ball into the broadcast booth? Did you see that video?
I did not see that, no.
Ridiculous. Like I guess they were talking to him or something. You know how far the broadcast
Right.
booth is at a tennis match,
Right.
right? He took the ball and lobbed it, like gently
Right.
lobbed it right into the guy's hands. Like he caught it.
Nadal did?
Yeah, I think it was.
It's pretty
I
legit.
don't remember who, but if I find the video, I'll show you.
I've only done that twice,
Only twice.
successfully.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, tennis is going great.
Yeah, so tennis happened.
Yeah. But
Anyway.
I am going for Nadal.
Yeah, sure.
And obviously I'll be going for Serena as well.
Of course.
And then other sports, baseball's,
Justin Verlander had a no-hitter the other
yeah,
day.
that's pretty sweet.
Pretty good.
But, we'll talk baseball next time.
Next time.
Yeah.
Or whenever we get to it.
Whenever we get to it. I mean,
We'll
it's
see.
still not the playoff time yet, but it's just around the corner. And
we're
I swear to
getting
God,
there.
we're gonna get more to baseball. But back to football. Something major happens that everybody panicked about. And
Zeke got paid
Oh,
and
yeah.
Misty lost the bet.
6 years, $90 million, 50 guaranteed.
Ooh.
So essentially, we have him for 8 years until 2026, I believe.
Till he's old and used up.
And, you know, hopefully he'll retire a Cowboy. At that time, I think he'll be, 30, 31, 32 years old. Unless you're Adrian Peterson or Frank Gore, you're not going to play much past that
Probably
point.
not.
So I think we had a bet. I'm not really sure.
We did. I was sure he would at least miss a week on account of Jerry Jones is stubborn and Zeke seems pretty stubborn. So should we tell the people what the bet was?
I mean, yeah, go for it. Because I said he was going to sign by Labor Day, so I was off by, I think, 2 days.
But the actual bet was, will he play in week 1? So technically, right now it's Friday night. Technically, for another 36 to 48 hours, we're not sure who won this bet.
Okay, I said get signed.
No, I think you said no. We said play week 1.
Okay, he will play week 1.
Anyway, so like an idiot, I said, you want to bet? Because I was positive that he would be out. And Shruk said, fine. How about this? If he plays week 1, we'll have a third baby. I said, no way he's coming back for week 1. His ass is still in Mexico. That's fine. We'll have a third baby. Lo and behold. Haven't even popped out the second one. And here we are.
I don't think Misty understands how close Texas and Mexico are. It's like a 3-hour flight.
I am 100% no longer amused with this bet.
Yeah. So
You should also know, because this was before you got home when we drafted, not thinking we were ever going to have a third child, I may have made another bet for the naming rights for our third child with someone in our fantasy league.
Oh, okay. Actually, I don't know about this.
Do you really not?
No, I don't.
I made a bet.
Wait, who? First of all,
I don't want to say. I'm hoping that this person doesn't actually listen to the podcast. Maybe he forgot. I made a bet with John that Le'Veon Bell will not get 1,000 yards this season.
Oh man.
And if he does, John gets to name our third child.
Oh my God, that would be weird.
So Misty's not coming up roses on
Yeah.
bets this week. So, I mean, well, I don't think Le'Veon Bell's going to. But I made the bet thinking, haha, joke's on you. We're never going to have another child.
Yeah. So I guess
anyway.
we're gonna go and cancel that procedure we were supposed to have. But we'll discuss that off air.
See, anyway, most importantly, I lost. But more importantly, for Cowboys fans, Zeke is back.
More importantly, I need to take some time off in February for the parade in Dallas.
Oh my God.
Because this is happening.
I hope you are correct, and
Okay.
I think this is the best opportunity we have had since I started watching football.
Let me tell you why I think paying Ezekiel Elliott this much money was the smartest move possible.
Is this objective or is this a homer's opinion?
No, this is completely objective.
Because you're pretty open about when you know you're being a homer. So
Yes.
you're not being a homer right now.
Right.
Okay.
Because I wanted to name our son Antonio for Tony Romo.
This one?
No, I'm
or
just
the
kidding.
next one?
All right,
You had
so-
to fight that out with John.
Here's the deal.
Uh-huh.
And I know we've had a guest on there that argued with me about Ezekiel Elliott is not the best. No, he is the best. Clean and clear.
I mean, the money says so now.
He broke he owned the rushing title his freshman year, his rookie year, and his third year. And the second year, he had the most yards per game. Most yards per carry. And he was suspended 6 games. And he still, with those 6 games off of his tally,
Almost.
was in 4th place.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, fine. I understand he doesn't catch a lot of balls, but he did last year. I think he caught 74 balls last year, if I'm not mistaken.
All right.
So he's actually sharpening that part of his game also. He is the reason the Cowboys are relevant. The season that he was suspended, those 6 games, guess what? We didn't go to the playoffs. And I understand the beginning of last season before we had Amari Cooper, we were, I think, 3-5, I believe. But if you really think about that, or actually we were 3-4, and then we got Amari Cooper, I believe. But the problem is our play calling stunk. Once we got Amari Cooper, we were able to open it up. So let me tell you why I think he's the absolute best. Okay. If you're the best employee at your company, you're going to demand to get paid more. Whether you're working at a retail store and you're getting paid $13 an hour while your coworkers are getting paid $12 an hour.
Yeah.
Whether you're a business exec and you're getting $250 a year when somebody else is getting $200 a year. It doesn't matter. If you're the best of the best, you deserve to get compensated as such.
Okay.
The salary cap is not the player's problem, and it's not the fans' problem.
Okay.
That is
I
strictly
agree.
for the GM.
Sure.
So here's where we stand, and this is why I'm saying this about the Cowboys. You have to think about it in terms of who's in your way and what you got.
Okay.
Running back, best in the league. If you want to say Saquon is better, which I think is such an asinine thing to say, but if you want to say he's better, fine. We have the second best back.
Sure.
Okay. Quarterback, I would say average, but a little bit better than average because he wins. He may only get you 190 to 220 yards.
But he's smart.
Damn
That's-
it, on
sure.
3rd and 12,
Right.
when it's fourth quarter and there's 45 seconds left, he's going to run for those 14
Right.
yards and get
Yeah.
that first down or the touchdown. So he's a little bit
He
above
may
average.
he may not be the best, but he's good at reading the situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wide receiver, Amari Cooper. Okay, I would say he's a top 10. If you want to stretch and say top 12 or 13, okay, fine. But you also have to understand
Still
that
doable.
yeah, we're giving people like credit on name only now. Like
Right.
because people are rating AJ Green in front of him. AJ Green's out for at least 4 weeks, 5 weeks with a toe
Is he old?
or a foot, yeah. Julio Jones might sit out with a contract issue. You know, people are still putting like, oh, Alshon Jeffrey for the Eagles. Alshon Jeffrey, I'm not saying he's washed up, but he's
like 100 years old, isn't he?
he's around
Yeah.
Amari Cooper's
Right.
status. And then we have Michael Gallup, who's a second-year player.
Yeah.
He I think he was the steal of our NFL draft, by the way, our fantasy draft, because he's gonna get his. Trust me, just watch.
Who drafted him?
I forgot. I'll find out.
I thought it was you. I thought that's why you're saying that.
And then we upgraded the number one, like our safety net, which is our slot. We went from Cole Beasley, which I still love, even though he's talked shit about my Cowboys.
Yeah.
But we upgraded from Cole Beasley to Randall Cobb. And yes, Randall Cobb does get injured, but he's a man. Once he catches that ball,
Right.
that guy can turn the afterburners on. And then we got the freaking stalwart, the blue collar, that I don't give a damn if my spleen is lacerated, I'm going to play, Jason Witten.
Yeah.
Now, is Jason Witten going to get you 1,000 yards?
No.
Probably not.
Never.
But on 3rd and 4, is he going to get you that? Is he going to catch the ball 3 yards down and get
push,
you that extra
yeah.
yard? Absolutely.
Yeah.
So there's that. Now,
He can also block pretty well.
and that's just like the aerial and ground game.
Yeah.
But now let's talk about fundamentals. The
kicker.
offensive line.
Just kidding.
We got Travis Frederick
Oh,
back.
right.
Travis Frederick was out for a
Thank
whole year
God.
with Guillain-Barré syndrome.
Poor guy.
You can look it up. It's like a motor neuron issue.
Jacked up. He had a hard time.
Yeah, and a hard time getting back. Now he's back. He's looked great in camp, and we have the top 2 offensive lines right now. Our defensive line needs a little bit of work, but our
Mm-hmm.
linebackers are stout. Jalen Smith re-signed, had a huge contract. Sean Lee's there as a
We got to
backup.
keep Sean Lee healthy.
We got the Wolf Hunter, Leighton Vander Esch, and then our
The Wolf Hunter?
Yeah.
I thought it was just the Wolf.
no,
Is
it's
the Wolf Hunter?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then we got our safeties and cornerbacks. I mean, our team, top to bottom, is the most talented team in the league. The only problem that we're going to have.
Yeah. I'm thinking of one. I'm
And
wondering if it's the same one.
And the only reason why my mouth gets a little bit dry
Uh-huh.
and why my knuckles will turn from brown to white when I'm watching the games and why my heart will race and my Fitbit's going to say, hey, man, you need to sit down
Jason Garrett.
is because of our coaching.
Of course.
It's
That's
because
always the red
it's because when it's 3rd and 1,
Ugh.
rather than, shoving the ball into Zeke's hand, putting a fullback in there and getting that 1 yard,
we do some crazy
we
mess.
try to do some stupid ass wide receiver screen or something dumb.
or something cute
Yeah.
that you know is not going to work.
So that's the only thing holding us back. And the fact that Jason Garrett does not have an extension beyond this year, I think he's going to play. I think he's going to call the games like his pants are on fire. Like I think he's going to
Well, I
go
hope
all
so.
out. So I think this is going to be a good year. I think on the AFC side, there's definitely the Chiefs, and like I said last time, I really feel the Chargers are a dark horse. I know Melvin Gordon is holding out, and he's not going to play. Because literally the Chargers are like, look, we're not going to negotiate anymore. You're either going to play this year or
Oh,
you're going to
really?
sit out. Yeah,
oh,
he's
I didn't
done.
know that.
But they have Austin Eckler and Justin Jackson are going to split the carries, and I think they're going to be fine. Anytime we got Phillip Rivers and Keenan Allen,
You got who?
and Mike Williams. Oh,
Pep
jeez.
Riff.
They're going to ball out.
I drafted him, by the way.
And their defense is decent, so I think they're going to ball out.
Yeah.
So I just think I really think this is our year. I know I say that every year, but this year I actually mean it.
I'm not going to go so far as to say this is our year, but I think we have a good shot at making a run for it at least.
Look, New Orleans is going to regress. Okay, Drew
Yes,
Brees is
yeah, I
not
think
throwing
so
it as
too.
much.
Right, sure.
It's not a shot at Drew Brees. He's one of my favorite. He's probably my favorite quarterback of the league right now.
I have a feeling with New Orleans, like that individual players will do well, but as a team, like they're gonna have trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They also lost Mark Ingram to Baltimore. And by the way, I want to apologize for how I sound. By the way, our house has been like freaking Chernobyl. Like we're like,
We're all under the weather.
yeah, we've been
It's been one thing after another.
swapping
for
one
like a
viral
month.
illness back and forth. I had it first, then I gave it to our kid, then Misty got it, and then
Because anything that she has, I get.
yeah.
of
Then for like
course.
4 or 5 days, we're all great, and all of a sudden, I was like, oh my god, I think I'm dying. So if you hear
now we
like
all got it again.
yeah, so if you hear like a lot of sniffles and stuff, my apologies.
Yeah.
But anyways, all this stuff is cute and fun, and look, I'm super happy that Zeke got the contract.
And this Zeke contract, I think, leaves it open for us to pay Dak and Amari, right? Like to ensure that keeps happening. So
Well,
even
Dak
maybe
for
if it doesn't
sure.
happen this year, we can gel and continue. Like,
Yeah. But look, my opinion, we got the most important player signed.
Yeah.
And for 90% of the teams, the most important player is a quarterback. For our team, it's the running back and the offensive line. That's it. So all the stuff that we're talking about, it's all really bullshit, right? It's the
Sure.
Friday before week
Yeah.
1. We saw Packers and Bears last night. What a
Womp,
snooze fest.
womp,
First and
womp.
foremost,
Good
there are people
Lord.
that put the Bears in front of the Cowboys this year, like record-wise.
It was
That's
so
such
ugly.
bullshit. Their defense is unbelievable,
Yeah.
but their offense is shit.
Yeah.
I
I
mean-
mean, the Giants won a Super Bowl in defense.
It's true.
Time or two.
That is true.
But
I really do like Mitchell Trubisky, but man, he's it was an ugly shot. And I know it's week 1 and he
just
didn't play any
not-
preseason.
yeah,
Fine.
just wasn't working.
But so all this stuff is really just conjecture and it doesn't really matter. So what I want to talk about
Something that does matter.
is something that does matter.
Right.
It's something where there's already money invested. There's time.
Mm-hmm.
There's tears. There's tears of joy, tears of sadness.
Oh,
There was a grade involved. There was like, oh my god, I gotta get there in time. Oh geez, what's going? My phone is buzzing.
are you talking about the fantasy
The
football?
fantasy football draft. This
Oh, that
is
was really dramatic.
the most
way to
important thing to
describe
me
it.
in life. Like seriously, like I
Says the father of two.
well yeah. I mean, but yeah.
If our kids ever listen to this, sorry.
Okay,
Your
first of
mom
all,
loves you.
If our kids are listening to this, get a life. All right.
Hey, they might enjoy it
It's gonna be
someday.
more important stuff. So I want to discuss.
Can we first discuss that? I don't know. I know everybody uses something different, but we happen to use Yahoo.
Yahoo!
Their grading system is in the crapper this
It's on
season.
point. Grading system on point.
No, it is so awful.
Can you tell who got the good grade, who got the bad grade? It's like the opposite of college.
But it's so stupid. I can't even remember. Who did it tell me? It was like, oh, one guy in our draft, his scorecard, okay, so if you don't draft with Yahoo, after the draft, they send you this scorecard that has like a grade and it tells you your best and worst like moves in the draft. One guy in our draft, it said his best move was picking up Adrian Peterson.
AD all day.
So clearly they're grading from like 10.
You know
I
what?
don't
That
know.
was a funny ass comment, by the way. During the draft, somebody said that I'm drafting for 2018.
That's
Fucking
true.
smartasses.
Yeah,
So,
somebody
anyways,
just did that.
so we have a 12-team league, right? 1 full point PPR. Oh man, I'm sorry. Before we get on this draft shit, can
You
I
brought it up in that dramatic way.
yeah, can I get on a rant real quick?
Yeah, sure.
I know you heard on Houston Morning Sports Radio the other day, yesterday, that
It's
that
always
if you're
the other day.
that if you're not doing an auction draft, you're not
Oh,
really
yeah.
drafting. You
They
know
were
what?
they were literally making fun of leagues that don't do auction drafts.
So our draft is a snake draft, right? Traditional snake draft, reverse snake, excuse me.
The way God intended it.
Now I am in a league that we've been doing auction draft. I think this is the 4th or 5th year, and it is the
Brutal.
most obnoxious, shitty ass draft ever.
We talked about it on the last podcast.
And
That
for
takes
any-
like 5 hours.
Yeah, for any of my friends who are listening to this, it's no offense, it's just not my style. Because
No offense, but it's stupid.
if a draft is going to take 4 or 5 hours, it better be at a bar where people are eating wings and we're taking breaks and goofing off.
I mean,
between
our
rounds.
draft used to take 4 hours
Right.
when we did it over the phone,
we used to do it on the
with
phone.
a poster board
Right.
and like somebody was writing the names.
Like my brother was a commissioner, is still the commissioner of another league,
and
like
they would all be at a bar, and we
Yeah.
would go out and
we do it on video conference
call,
or,
yeah.
or audio conference, and
That took a long time.
That would take a long time
because there was always somebody like, "Can we take a break?" or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it would take a while.
But now with everything automated and all this, the auction, and let me tell you why the auction thing sucks. First and foremost, it's not like real life. All right, when you draft at the end of April or May, okay, it's not
Yeah.
like, oh, the Cowboys pick Ezekiel Elliott.
No,
oh, wait a
we'll take
second,
him.
the Giants
We'll
want
take
to take
him.
him. Oh, wait
Yeah.
a second, the Jets want. No, it doesn't work that way.
No, not at all.
You know,
You take turns and you pick players.
yeah. So the problem I have, and the auction draft we did is on ESPN. So I don't know if other formats are different. If they are, I'd love to hear anybody's input. Like, so we have 12 players in that league as well. And everybody nominates a player, right? And you automatically draft $1, and then people go up from there, right? And so the first, like, if it's a great player, like if it's a Christian McCaffrey, somebody who you know is going to be above $100, it goes to like 0 to like 95 really quick. All right, like we're talking about like 5 seconds, it's already at $95, right? But then I'll bet 96,
97.
and then it'll count down
Right.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, going once, going twice. Then somebody picks 98,
Yeah.
going once, going. And it keeps going on and on and on and all the, and it's like you're being trolled. Every pick you pick is being trolled.
I participated in your draft this season because you were stuck at work.
So we had a okay, so our clinic closed at 9 p.m. and we had a patient come in at 8:50 and it was a pretty serious case. And I was like,
always.
yeah, I was like, in the draft started at 8:45. I was like, damn, there's no way. So I texted Misty, I was like, hey, Misty, just nominate whatever players up there. Just text me and I'll tell you the maximum you can spend on them.
First of all, that shit is anxiety inducing. I think
It really
like
is.
it's a lot of pressure until you hit the point where you're just like, F this. I'm not dealing with it. I don't care anymore. Like, turn the volume up.
I think at one point
It's
you texted me, you're
ridiculous.
like, Michael Thomas. I go, oh, maximum 80. You were like, he's already at 107. I was like, oh,
Yeah, like,
forget it.
Ridiculous. But I can tell you that these a-holes, I don't know if it's like everybody or just the people that you happen to play with, they wait for that like last second and you think you're going to win and then they go up $1.
Yeah.
It's so obnoxious.
It's brutal, man. I want a draft to be quick. But,
Anyway, I think your team ended up okay.
I think my team ended up great.
think I did pretty
Love
good.
it. And I appreciate that. Because
No problem.
you got the brunt of my, I mean, granted, I was texting you the answers, but
Oh yeah, you totally didn't
But-
do that on my own,
but
but
you-
still I was feeling the pressure.
But you
I
know
would
what-
be like, Sharuk, how about I don't know, I'm just randomly picking like Stephon Diggs. And it would be like 5 minutes later he would text me back, no, I don't want like
he's already
it's gone. Like we've moved 3 players from then.
But yeah, because you did pass on Amari Cooper for 61, and I would have taken Amari Cooper for
I
61.
did, because
Well,
you
that's-
told me the max was 60.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You
You're.
made a bad call on that one.
It's like your goddamn Costco
Sorry.
list. Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Sorry
The
about that.
steak is 17.
Well, I
No
know how
thanks.
cheap you are in real life, so
But no, can I tell you something else I tried pulling?
yeah.
So this is a more expensive league, and because of the auction thing, and even free agents, you have to bid on them, right?
Yeah.
So
Like you can't just pick somebody up off the waiver wire. You have to
Yeah.
pay, right?
And our commissioner stepped down for a year for personal reasons, so we have like somebody in the interim. I literally texted like 4 hours before the draft. I was like, "Hey guys, can y'all hang like with an
You're
11 team league?
that guy.
Like, do I really need to be here? Like, let me just step away."
Like the only person worse than that guy in the league is the guy who it's like the night before week 1 games start and they still haven't paid their dues.
Yeah, that's
Right?
true.
Like and they haven't contacted you, they haven't like nothing.
Oh, I kicked that
Like-
mofo out.
Like there are a few like annoying types to play fantasy football with. The guy who tries to get out of the draft 4 hours before is like high atop the
Okay,
list.
it was literally 3 hours of text back because they were all like joking around and like they weren't taking it seriously, right?
Yeah.
So I finally texted the interim commish. I was like, "Dude, seriously, I haven't gotten a straight answer from you, right?" And he literally texts back
Because you don't text anything serious to those people,
Right.
I think.
and
So
he texted back like, "Look, dude, seriously, like, if you would have given us a heads up to replace that or one thing,
a few days at least. Andrew Luck.
yeah,
what are you doing?
He literally was like, "But you're being kind of a dick trying to leave the same day." And I was like,
You're lucking us.
"I was like, all right,
Can't
so
do
then
that.
let this be the final year, and
There you
then
go.
as soon as the season's over in December,
There
you
you
know,
go.
let's just bid farewell."
I just remembered, speaking of fantasy drafts, on the last podcast, I told you if you drafted Le'Veon Bell, you were going to get kicked out of the house. So what did you do? You drafted him in 2 leagues.
I don't think I only have one.
Oh, you tried to draft him in 2.
I did.
I know for a fact that you tried to get him in both.
So speaking of the draft,
So I've been forgetting that I'm mad at you.
that's fine. Whatever.
I mean, I hope you enjoy it when he pops both his ACLs. It's going to happen on Sunday.
That's rude. You just look like a mean person right now. Anyways, your personal bullshit aside, so we have a 12-team league, full 1-point PPR, and a standard quarterback, running back, wide out, a flex, which is like running back, wide out, or tight end, a kicker, and a defense.
And then like 18
And yeah, that's
bench
it.
positions.
Yeah, and like 5 bench positions, something like that. So I had somebody witness the draft order, so there's no collusion or any of that crap going on. But I drew 12th, and I think Misty drew 8th,
Yeah.
right? 8th or 9th?
8.
8th, okay. So I guess Misty, go and tell me a little bit about your team.
Okay. With my first pick, I
'cause-
took Dalvin Cook.
Nice, and I think he's gonna be legit, especially in PPR.
Embarrassingly enough, with my second pick, I took Joe Mixon.
Oof,
I know.
but your cheek hurts on that one.
Yeah.
But that's good though.
And
The
then-
two running backs in a row. That's
I
always a
did.
good
Yeah.
strategy.
After I said that I don't do that on the podcast last week. Anyway, then let's see. I got Robert Woods.
That's who I cursed about you.
Because you wanted him?
So Robert Woods and Brandon Cooks
Uh-huh.
are the two LA receivers. And Cooper Kupp is going to get his.
Koopa Coop.
But
Yeah.
out of those three, I thought Robert Woods was the most like consistent, and so I was really pissed off that you got him.
Yeah. Sorry.
So I ended up going with Brandon Cooks. But go
we'll
ahead.
see that. Let's see. Then Chris Godwin.
So there's a lot of people on his bandwagon. He may or may not do well. I don't know.
We'll
We'll
see. Calvin Ridley,
I love Calvin Ridley.
Evan Ingram. We know. God knows you hate tight ends.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. And then in round 7, Misty did a mistake. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I drafted Kyler Murray in the 7th round.
What in the
I
shits were you thinking?
panicked a little bit. I
So
did.
you know, my brother picked Patrick Mahomes in the first round, right?
Not just in the first round, with the 9th pick of the first round.
And we were all like, "What the hell?" But,
What is he doing?
But that was completely trumped by your pick of
no,
Kyler
it wasn't.
Murray.
No, it wasn't because somebody took Baker Mayfield in the 5th round.
Oof, all right.
Old Joe did that.
All right. 8th round, you got.
So my team is, but I also later on drafted Dak Prescott. This is like the most shaky. I'm picturing like a tower of cards in my head, and my quarterbacks are just standing at the top, like quivering, hoping that they don't fall off. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's all on you, Kyler Murray. And then let's see, Latavius Murray, Dak Prescott, and then I took the Jacksonville D.
It's good defense. Well, they didn't do that great last year.
And then in the 11th round, I got Greg Zerline.
yeah, that's a stretch, but man, you got the best kicker, so you can't hate on that one.
Then I took Kiki Kugi, who isn't even playing.
yeah, that's gonna be kind of that might be a little bit
We'll
troublesome.
see. And then Jordan Reed.
Why the hell you picked 2 tight ends? I'll never understand.
I don't know. In the 14th round, I took Geronimo Allison, who scored a big goose egg last night. And then Marquise Goodwin. That was my draft.
So all in all, not too bad.
I mean, about round 12, I fell apart.
Yeah,
but that's
the,
fine.
The Kyler Murray pick is questionable. Dak Prescott as a backup is kind of questionable.
Hold on, though. Picking Kyler Murray in the 7th round is either the most questionable thing I've ever done or the most brilliant thing I've ever done, depending on how it plays out. If he is what I think he is, then
Oh, that's embarrassing. Whoops.
if he does what I think he'll do, what I pray he'll do, then it could be brilliant. I don't know.
I mean, I just think Ben Roethlisberger was still out there.
Okay, there were a lot of people still out there.
All right, Philip Rivers still
There
out
were
there.
like 3 or 4 quarterbacks off the table at that point.
All right. So mine.
No, Ben Roethlisberger wasn't still there.
Yeah, he
Oh
was.
yeah, he was. Oh, you see that now.
So mine as the 12th pick. So and I love the back-to-backs, by the way.
Oh, I hate that.
So in position 12, I actually reached quite a bit, but I like how I reached. So I got Le'Veon Bell in 12. And then at the turn for first pick round 2, I got Todd Gurley.
2 players
This
that
is-
nobody has any clue. You're making fun of my
This
quarterback
draft,
situation.
I'm telling you, this draft, my year this year, and this is what I've done with all 3 of my leagues, is gonna be a
Yeah.
high risk, high reward, baby. So I may be like the top
You know that
dog.
high risk doesn't always equal high reward.
It always
right?
does.
That's not
It-
like
that's why they go together. High risk, high reward.
No. It's potential for high reward.
And then I had like 57 picks in between my next one, to which I snagged Brandon Cooks at the end of round 3. And then the beginning of round 4, I actually panicked a little bit
Yeah, you did.
because Julian Edelman's right there. And for PPR, he's a PPR beast.
Yeah,
he's
you
a
even
dog.
mentioned that last week, I think, or on the last podcast.
And I knew I wasn't going with T.Y. Hilton because Andrew Luck is retired. I knew I wasn't going with Melvin Gordon because, he's not signed, all that stuff. So, man, I went ahead and picked Zach Ertz, which is going to be the number 2 tight end.
Yeah.
That may pay dividends. We'll see. Who knows?
See.
But honestly, round 5 is like the one that I wish I could just take back. So I picked Corey Davis, right? He was a great athlete. He's a
Sure.
good receiver. He did okay last year. But who's his quarterback? Marcus freaking Mariota, the guy I can't trust.
The
You know.
man. Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
You are full of extra noises today.
Yeah, I know. So I was really pissed off with my 5th round pick. My 6th round pick is a steal.
Yeah, I agree.
Duke Johnson. So Lamar Miller
I
towards
think I actually cursed you on that one because I
Yeah.
think I was about to pick Duke Johnson
So
literally like 4
Lamar
picks
Miller
later.
towards ACL, and they immediately picked up Duke Johnson from Cleveland.
Yeah.
He's going to get yards, he's going to get catches. I'm
Yep.
stoked. Round 7 is a little early for a quarterback, but I wanted to snag Jared Goff because of what happened last year. So I got Jared Goff.
Who also got paid,
Yes.
by the way.
What happened last year was really
Oof.
stupid. In round 3, I was looking at getting Drew Brees, and the guy before me took him. And I was like, and now looking back on it, like, dude, round 3 for a quarterback is insane.
Yeah.
And then round 8, I got Darius Geis, who is going to be a stud. He last year was his rookie year, and he tore his ACL. So this year he's getting the start, and Adrian Peterson is going to be his backup. Round 9, my boy Mohamed Sanu. We'll see how he does. And then
I was going to say, why is he your boy?
I don't know. Round 10, I got the Rams defense. And then 11 and 12, I just kind of like whatever I could pick, like whoever was projected highest. So I got Naheem Hines for Indianapolis and Marquise Brown, who immediately after I drafted Marquise Brown, terrible reports. He did terrible in preseason.
really?
They dressed him for the 4th game. That's how bad he did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
Well.
he may just be a drop.
Everybody's
then-
got one.
In the 13th round, I got Nelson Aguilar for Philly, who everybody's saying is doing phenomenal, and he's going to get a lot of catches more so than Alshon Jeffrey. So we'll see.
And then round 14, Shrook followed through on what he said last week.
Kaimi Fairbarn. Kaimi. Like,
Kaimi.
I'm telling you, I
Is he
think
Hawaiian?
he's something. So I think he got like the 2nd most points last season.
Yeah, he did pretty good.
And Texans, they kick a lot of field goals.
They do on account of not generally scoring.
And then the
that way.
Mr. Irrelevant pick, which is the final pick of every draft.
Yep.
Mike Davis, who last night got me 9.6 points.
Did you play him?
No, hell no.
Oh.
Are you kidding me?
You mean, well, you said got me. I thought maybe you put him in. I don't know.
He's bolstering my bench. Got that bench, baby.
There you go.
So there were definitely areas where I could have done better. I think Zach Ertz was kind of a reach. I think Corey Coleman was definitely a reach. But you know what? I'm going to play him. I want to play him the first couple of weeks to see how I do.
Yeah.
My projected scores are pretty well. I got the A. Oh, man, like shocking,
I mean,
I'm projected to only lose 2 games, cruise
Ridiculous.
through the playoffs,
My
get my
team-
Super Bowl.
my team is not a C team. It's not. It's just not.
Yeah.
This is okay. Now I'm looking at it. This is my best pick was Marquise Goodwin,
Oh, he sucks.
and my stretch pick. So basically, like where I shouldn't have picked is Dak Prescott. like they don't know what the hell they're talking about. We'll see what happens.
So, anyways, this is gonna be a fun year. Like
Well,
I'm super stoked.
should be fun.
I was gonna discuss our other drafts, but that's gonna be just too much crap.
I got a D in that one. I don't want to talk about that
yeah.
one.
So let's just keep it at this one fantasy.
And I thought
thing.
that one was better than this one. But
And I
whatever.
think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna because I do want to discuss like wins and losses in the upcoming weeks.
What week do we play each other? Do you know?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'm not really sure.
That'll be a
but-
good week.
Anyways, in other sports news, well, what's on your list?
Andrew Luck retiring.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Before we get to anybody who's paid half attention to football lately knows Antonio Brown done lost his damn mind. But before we get to that, I have one question for you.
What's up?
Because I was just thinking about this the other day, and nobody's talking about it. It just popped into my mind. But I don't see Eli Manning doing too well this season, or for that much longer.
Right.
Right. I just wanted to see what your thoughts were. Like, how many weeks do you think it'll be before they sit his ass and put in Daniel Jones? Because we talked about this, I think, off the podcast the other day. Like, you can't disrespect a veteran like Eli Manning
I would
by
say
not starting him week one. Like, you have to let him start.
Everybody's saying week 6.
6.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't think
going.
it'll be that long.
See, I'm going the other way. I'm going with week 8. About half the season's over, and if they're a below 500 team, they can probably put in the kid.
You and I play each other in fantasy football in week 5. I will bet you money by week 5. I mean, I'm not really actually making bets anymore. I'm done with
I
that.
was gonna say
I'm
your
saying
history. You should probably
just saying.
consider that.
I would put money on the fact that by week 5, Eli Manning will not be starting.
I think week 5 is a bit early, but okay. Well, that's something we should definitely
I don't
monitor.
know. We'll see. I was just curious your thoughts on that because there was that whole thing about like Baker Mayfield talking about Daniel Jones, and then we've talked about so many times that Eli Manning is just like steady declining.
Right.
So I don't know, but we did have like a pretty extensive conversation about how it would just be disrespectful to not start him at all.
Sure.
So anyway, I was just curious. And
Well-
then the last thing on my list is Antonio Brown.
All I know is I'm super excited about this Sunday's games. Ooh, excuse me.
Hopefully, at least one of them is better than yesterday's game.
Right.
I'm hoping.
Unfortunately, I got to watch these games from work, which, yeah, so, hey, pardon me. I'm dying of man flu, by the way.
Oh my God. For
So-
like 2 weeks now.
Yeah, so at the clinic, I'm essentially going to take a room that we don't use, like a little storage room, and I'm going to sit there and just stream the game. And like,
If any of y'all live in Houston, try not to get hurt on Sunday.
yeah, so whenever
We'll get no help.
whenever a patient walks in, they can call me and I'll help out, but don't expect them to be all like, "Hey guys, welcome."
We busy.
Oh, what's going on today? It's gonna be like the fastest triage ever.
Right.
What are you here for? No, your pain scale 0 to
Give 'em
10.
a shot.
10 being
Get
somebody
out.
sawing your arm off.
Get out.
Oh, really, sir? You're at a 9? Okay, fine. You're at a
You'll
9.
be fine.
Yeah, you're at a 9. Fine. So yeah, so I'm pretty much just gonna stream. Unfortunately, we got to stream the game because we don't have TVs. So
Okay,
it's gonna
I'm-
suck, but
I know that you're, other than the Cowboys, unless this is really your answer, but what's the best game going to be on Sunday?
I think Houston, New Orleans. That might be like a high flying.
Houston, New Orleans is Monday, though.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, like,
Just looking at this list right
yeah,
here.
just Sunday. Like, what do I
like-
need to watch?
I
What's
like
gonna be-
Atlanta, Minnesota. That might be high flying. I think Kansas City and Jacksonville is going to be a blowout.
Pittsburgh, New England. I'm really kind of.
Yeah, that's
I
gonna
don't
be
know.
Waiting all day for a Sunday night.
Kind of intrigued by that one.
Oh, we're going to go see her in a couple days.
Maybe.
No, we're going.
Okay.
I like how you say maybe to front row tickets.
You're working.
That's okay.
Shrook won tickets to see Carrie Underwood
Front
at
row.
work.
I'm going to throw.
I don't think it's front row. I think it's like a box.
Whatever.
Seat. But anyway,
It's free booze and free food.
we
So,
don't even drink.
Yeah,
at
no,
least,
I'll be partaking in the free food part.
Like my pregnant ass could take part anyways.
Yeah, no.
Anyway.
You will be in the free food though.
Oh, you bet I will.
All right, so I do want to discuss before we get into your favorite receiver real quick.
God.
And we're going to kind of cut this quick because it is Friday night, and Montel Jordan did not rap about doing a podcast.
What? Like we have big plans
It's
on Friday.
Friday night.
I know the
And
song.
the feeling's right. And the party's here on the west side.
Yeah, I knew you couldn't go much further.
Something, something, something. I got some juice in my cup.
What?
Yeah.
No.
All right. So I do want to talk about a few bets.
Okay.
One. Okay. Well,
I bet on the Packers last night.
actually, one. Nice. Nice.
I mean, not much.
the
but
money line, or did you take them on the points?
Money line.
No, yeah, it's so smart. Everybody
It
and
was
their
too close,
mother.
right?
No, everybody and their mother in the morning ESPN shows and Fox shows are like, Bears,
the
Bears,
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 'cause
Bears,
they're at
Bears.
home.
Give me a break, man. It's Aaron fucking Rodgers.
I did think it was going to be more than 13 total points, though.
You know, I usually
So
don't
if you
say
took
the
the
F
under on
word.
that one.
So
Oh, yeah, you don't.
yeah, I usually don't.
Huh.
And I can't stand Aaron Rodgers.
This one got to get a little E next to it.
Yeah.
You know what? Aaron Rodgers is on the list of players that I used to really like, and now I just think he's kind of a. Can I say a word now? Then
Yeah.
he's kind of a dick, right?
Yeah, he's.
I didn't realize this until like maybe 1 or 2 seasons ago. Like he's. Oh,
I always knew him as like Danica Patrick's boyfriend. Anyways,
oh, right.
I'm just kidding.
Obviously.
No, I just think I think his attitude. He just he's so
Yeah.
smug.
Yeah, right. I used to
So
think he was so like kind of doofy and like nice.
I first heard about like he had conflicts with his brother and his family.
Oh,
And
yeah.
at first I was like, oh man, his family sucks.
Which maybe his family does suck.
Yeah,
like
that's
we don't
true.
know.
But then,
Happens
like-
sometimes.
but
But
then like you start
like
seeing
other stuff.
Yeah, like he throws people under the bus and he blames
Yeah.
coaches and he blames play calling.
Yeah.
Like damn, dude. Like
Right. Same with Ben Roethlisberger. Although I kind of always thought he was kind of a douche, but
yeah, I don't like
like,
Ben
he-
Roethlisberger either.
he will just throw anybody under the bus.
Oh, yeah.
Like he throws people under the bus better than he throws football. I think.
Yeah.
Like anybody to take the blame, but whatever. Anyway,
Why don't you go ahead? Because I'm kind of like formulating on these bets real quick. Because what I want
are
to
you
do.
going to ask me a betting question? I'm so bad at betting.
No.
Okay.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to give my opinion on each game, and it's going to be a speed round.
Okay.
And I'm going to pick my top 3. And usually what I do is those top 3 I parlay them, which is a stupid bet because all 3 have to win.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give that because I think it's going to be pretty good.
Okay.
But go and talk about Antonio Brown because I need to take.
Oh, you want me to just give the highlights? Okay, so if you've been under a rock somewhere, you don't know about what's happening with Antonio Brown. So what was the precipitating factor here? So first of all, he had a fit because they wouldn't let him wear his old helmet, right? We had all those
Well, no.
funny...
First, he had a burn on his foot.
Oh, right. He burned his feet in the cryo chamber. Then he...
Actually, if you want to scoot way
Can-
back further with Pittsburgh,
No, we don't need to go back that far.
this fool walked in with 2 people, right, in the locker room, and they're like, oh, who is this? He was like, oh, they're my social media managers.
Oh, my God.
They essentially just record him, everything he does.
And then I forgot that he live streamed
Yep.
Mike Tomlin in the locker room.
Calling the Patriots assholes. That's
Yeah.
locker room talk, buddy.
Right.
That's awful.
So anyway, then the helmet business, and then what happened? Something happened. He missed some walkthroughs or some practices or something. The team fined him. He posted on Instagram that the team was fining him. Then he got into like a physical and verbal altercation with the GM,
Mike Mayock.
Mike Mayock, which allegedly he may or may not have called him a cracker. I don't know. He's denying it, but other people are saying it. Then apparently today, like this is just a never ending. So it's like a daytime drama. So then today he had a tearful apology in the locker room with the team captain standing close to him. And literally less than 12 hours after this fool apologized, he posted a video on YouTube. And the background audio of the video is a recorded telephone conversation with Coach John Gruden. In my opinion, I don't know this, but in my opinion, it does not sound like the kind of telephone conversation that you would want to be recorded without your knowledge. And it clearly sounds like it has been spliced together. Like, I don't think it can be the full conversation. Beyond the fact that in the state of California, it is illegal to record a phone conversation without consent of both parties, I don't understand why Antonio Brown is still trying to look like the victim here when he is clearly the asshole here. I don't understand. So I'm tempted to be a little sympathetic because at this point it almost is so ridiculous that I feel like there may actually be some mental breakdown here or something. Like some kind of diagnosable, like psychological situation happening.
So,
I've seen people throw out like CTE or like, you know, whatever. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's almost getting to the point where this is not like ridiculous personality bullshit. It's like too much now. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, my friend
I don't
texted
know.
that he's on the injury report with CTE for week 1.
I mean, something has got to be. And this man is a father of many children, to my knowledge, right?
Is it 3 or 5 or
5, I think.
5?
Is this how you'd want your kids to act in the world? Like it's
I don't know, man.
too
He had
much now.
Like this is what I don't get. Like he came from such a rough upbringing in Miami. You know, him and
It's like he's trying to
Right.
lose that $30 million.
it's like him and T.Y. Hilton, right? There was an article that came
yeah,
out like
right.
3-4 years ago.
Yep.
It's such a first of all, it's a long read, okay?
But it was good. It made me
But
cry,
it was
I think.
very, very intense.
Yeah,
like they were
right.
coached by the same guy.
Yeah.
It's like it wasn't even.
I forgot all
it wasn't
about
even in middle school. It was like a community football program in Miami.
Like Pop Warner kind of, or
Yeah. And they showed the
Whatever.
different trajectories, you know, with T.Y. Hilton, who, you know, knew his father and had a
Oh,
good
right.
family upbringing and
Yep.
ended up in the NFL. And Antonio Brown, who, you know, was kicked out of his house, was sleeping on benches,
Right.
but ended up, you know, going to Central Michigan and was a 6th-round pick. And, like,
and how they kind of like took different paths, but they
yeah.
still ended up in the same.
And they're still friends and all that
place,
stuff. Like,
it was a
it
very
just-
touching article. I remember. Yeah.
and it's almost like where you want to root for the guy. It's like rooting for the underdog, you know?
Yeah.
But man, like you also once you taste that sweet sip of victory of like, man, I'm out of a crappy lifestyle, I'm out of a terrible situation. You know, I never want to go back to that. Like, why would you ever want, you know, why would you want that mentality of
Like risking.
yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
There is a potential if they suspend him that he could lose his $30 million.
Yeah, so that's what I
contract.
didn't say. So yeah, if you're not aware, at this point they are discussing. They were. I don't think they are anymore. Ridiculous, because he apologized. Stupid. But they were discussing suspending him because he was fined and he posted on social media and because of the altercation with the GM. And if they suspend him, then they can also cut him. Like they don't owe him any money. They don't, right? Like
Right.
his guaranteed money is gone. His signing bonus is gone. Like if he gets cut or suspended, I mean, he's really risking a lot here.
Oh yeah,
This is not like, see, okay, and I thought in Pittsburgh, and he's probably always been like this, and we just didn't know about it, right? They probably were better at keeping this under wraps, but I thought at the end of his time at Pittsburgh, he was acting like that because he wanted out of Pittsburgh, right? He's like he's like a little kid who's trying to get in trouble. But what's the point now? He he said he wanted to be a Raider.
right.
Like, why are you trying to get fired, man?
I think this is
What
kind
are
of
you
how he's
doing?
always been, but Mike Tomlin allows this kind of behavior to go on. I've told you this.
So you think he's like a petulant child and he
Yeah.
was allowed to do whatever he wanted,
right? I told you this a couple podcasts ago that Mike Tomlin is like the ultimate players coach. Like,
which is good and bad, apparently.
yeah. So, anyways, he's an idiot, and I think
But do you think that's just it? Do you think this is just his personality?
Yeah, yeah,
You don't
and-
think he's like snapped?
no.
I don't know. I'm starting to wonder.
And I gotta be honest, man. After releasing that video with the Splice conversation,
If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's on his YouTube channel.
I mean, this is a couple hours after apologizing and like trying to be like serious, like, okay, I want to be a Raider. You gotta cut it. You gotta cut him.
I think
where's
it
'cause
will
where's the
be
trust?
a joke if they don't cut him, and it's disrespectful to every other player on the team.
Yeah, like
That he didn't show up for practices. He didn't, and he had the balls to say in that phone conversation, "It's not about me playing football. I show you that I can play football every day." Fool never shows up to practice.
Right.
Who's he showing?
I mean, he is the best receiver out
He
there.
is.
Still.
That's fine. That's great. But it would be so disrespectful
My
to the
voice
rest.
has taken on a personality of its own, by the way.
Yeah, I noticed. It's like a third soundtrack
Yeah,
on.
I feel like I've gotten more hoarse as we've gone on.
Right?
I'm literally talking into a microphone.
Like, what about all the other players who are showing up, like busting their A's, like all off season
Yep.
and all preseason, like, and he just gets to give this half-ass apology. I don't know how his apology was in the locker room, but the statement that he gave to the media,
Right.
it looked like a hostage video.
Yep.
Like he was told what to say, and he was just like, I really appreciate the fans. I respect my teammates. I'm sorry. And then just like walked off.
Yep.
I mean, it's just a slap in the face to every player on that team if they don't do something, which I have a feeling they won't find him, they won't suspend him, and we'll just carry on, and he'll just keep doing this crap. But anyway,
Well, hopefully,
we'll see.
We'll see. Hopefully, they suspend him, and he'll probably go to the Patriots, and
Win a Super Bowl.
This is exactly how it happens.
Yeah, it is.
But anyway, so the rest of the slate of games, there's a ton of good ones on there, and I know I said I was gonna go through all of them, but that's just ridiculous.
I mean, that there's not that many if you want to just run through them real fast.
Okay, real fast. All right, Atlanta at Minnesota. Definitely picking Atlanta, but I'll take them with the points of 4.
Okay.
So +4. Baltimore, Miami. This one's tough.
Baltimore.
Yeah, but money line is no value because it's a -330.
Oh, I'm not looking at that.
Do I really think Baltimore is going to take 7 points? Even though the Dolphins are a terrible team, I got to go with +7 because the Dolphins have my boy from Harvard, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Fitzmagic.
Yeah, the Bills at the Jets. I got to go with the Jets on this one.
Really?
Yeah, -3. Oh yeah, I think the Jets are gonna be good this year. They're gonna surprise a lot of people.
You've spoken very poorly of the Jets on this podcast.
I know they're gonna be fine. They're gonna be fine. Sam Darnold, second year, he's gonna do great.
All right.
This is like my money pick right here. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Chiefs are only -3.5.
Oh, really?
I'm actually gonna bet that tonight because I think the Chiefs are
you
gonna.
think it'll change?
Yeah, it's gotta change. It's gotta change.
Gotta.
It's gotta be like Kansas City -6 by the time Sunday rolls around. I think they're going to beat the brakes off of Jacksonville. So
All right.
-3.5.
So we'll post this quick tomorrow.
Yep.
Make your bets, people.
We got the Rams and Panthers. Rams at -2. That's another one I'm taking. Rams -2.
Because you think it'll change?
Yeah, all day, every day. I'll take that. We got Titans and Browns. Cleveland is 6-point favorites.
You know, Cleveland going to the Super Bowl.
Oh man, this one's tough.
No, I think Cleveland will win this game.
Yeah, but by 6 points.
No, not at all. No.
You got Mariota. Cleveland they have a pretty stout defense, though, I think.
I mean, I don't feel good about it. I'm going to avoid that
Okay,
one.
just for S's and G's, I'll take Tennessee +6.
You know, giggles is not a bad word.
It's very bad. Redskins at Eagles. Eagles are favored by 10.5.
Wow.
It's a divisional game.
No, stay away from that.
Even though the Redskins are rolling with Case Keenum, I'm going to go with +10.5.
Really? I wouldn't bet that.
Bengals,
With your money.
Seahawks are 9.5 point favorites. I can see that. I can see them taking 9.5. Colts, Chargers 6.5 point favorites. I can see the Chargers 6.5 points.
Yeah, sure.
Lions, Cardinals. Lions are 3-point favorites. I would actually bet the Cardinals at +3.
Same.
Kyler Murray is athletic. Larry Fitz is still there. David Johnson's still there. A lot of check down passes.
Kyler Murray going to light it up.
Okay, that makes one of us. Giants, Cowboys. Cowboys 7.5 point favorites. Once again,
The Giants are going to be a gigantic dumpster fire this season.
I know normally I say NFC division rivalry. I'm going to actually wait on that line to change because if it gets down to 6, I'm going to bank on 6.
You think it's going to be close? Game?
I don't
Is that
think
what
it's
you're saying?
I don't think it's going to be close.
If y'all can't tell, I don't understand this betting minus plus.
I'm
whatever.
not comfortable
I
with
don't-
7.5 right now.
Okay.
What's
But
not to
6 is good.
understand?
I mean, we don't need to get into it. It's just confusing for me.
All right, I'll coach you up the next podcast. You actually want Neil? Next podcast, you're gonna do the segment.
All right. I
we
mean, I
got-
could just make picks. That's fine.
We got Niners, Bucks. Bucks are -1. Man, you know what? I think I can see the Bucks going -1 on that
Yeah.
one. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Patriots. Patriots are -6, so
I
6-point
think
favorites.
Pittsburgh's going to win this game.
Do you really? Mm-hmm. Would you bet the money line at +190?
Sure.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good return on investment. You know what? I would pick Pittsburgh, but I have to take the points. I go +6.
Okay.
And then on Monday night we got the Texans and Saints. Saints are 7-point favorites.
Yeah, Saints are going to win this
I think
game.
I think I can pick Saints in the points.
It's going to be close, though, I bet you.
And then for some reason we have the Broncos at the Raiders.
Because the reason is because Antonio Brown plays for the
Right.
Raiders now. That's why that's there. Denver going to win that game.
You know what? They're
I don't know,
showing
we'll see.
they're showing the Broncos as a 1.5 point favorite.
that'll change after all this Antonio Brown
Yeah.
stuff shakes out tomorrow. So hold off on that one.
I'd probably hold off, but I would pick Denver.
Because
right
when do they have to submit, like, who's playing? Like, if they suspend him.
now. I think 90 minutes before the kickoff.
So if they suspend him, they can suspend him Sunday even.
I think they have to suspend him by Saturday.
Okay. So then
I think so.
tomorrow we'll know better then.
Yeah, so injury stuff is 90 minutes before, but I think
Oh, but
suspension.
suspensions
yeah.
are. Even if it's like a team's, not a league suspension, but
I
like a
think
team
so.
suspension.
So I think my 3 bets I'm going to parlay straight up is going to be Kansas City Chiefs -3.5, the Rams -2 over the Panthers, and the Falcons +4 over the Vikings.
Heard it here first, people.
I think that's it. So I think that pretty much wraps up all the sports for us, right?
I just still have my fantasy page up. Sorry. It's like a lot of action on the waiver wire already.
Oh Lord,
Like a lot.
a lot of action.
I mean, a lot of transactions. Oh, you were one of them.
Oh, did I? Who did I pick?
Ty Montgomery.
Oh yeah, I gotta get a handcuff for Bell
And
because if Bell does go
Deshaun.
down, I got his back up.
I mean, 1, 2, 3. John's made like 5 moves already. I mean, he's the champion, so whatever. What do I know?
Oh, he's a temporary champion. Wait till I get my trophy. Anyways, so I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Was there anything else we are going to talk about?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I
Just ready
will-
for Sunday after that
Yeah.
god awful showing last night.
I will leave at this. Like, at what point, and this is not sports related, but like, at what point do you start like kind of feeling like the old man?
32. I don't know.
I mean, like what has to happen? Let me tell you, like,
In what way?
When I
What do you
turned 30, you know, like it was like a psychological thing. Like, oh
course,
man, my
yeah.
knee kind of cracked, kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
Let
It's
me
hard
tell
to
you
get
what-
out of bed.
The day before yesterday, I went out and I did some errands. I got some food, and then I had to stop at the pharmacy forever to get some medicine. And then like I was stopped behind a bus, right? And
Wait, was that Aaron picking up our daughter from school?
oh yeah, for sure, yes, that's right. I forgot what I was doing.
I did some errands.
Yeah, and then you know, look, I was still like that was like the worst day I was sick. You know,
Oh, yeah.
like I just
Okay, yeah.
and you were sick too, and I was like, no, I'll just go ahead and head out.
Yeah.
Like I'm like having a cold sweat. It's
Yeah.
like
Thanks
100.
for taking one for the team.
Yeah, it's like 117
No, I
degrees
couldn't
out. You
get
know,
out. Yeah.
I was feeling like crap, and I was like, man, like, I just want to go home and like, you know, like lay on the couch and just like kind of sleep this off.
Mm-hmm.
And I get stopped behind a school bus, right? And I'm probably at 2 or 3 deep, and they have the stoplight, and you can't
Sure, right.
do all that shit, right? So, anyways, I'm just like, God, how many kids are coming off this bus,
Uh-huh.
right? I swear to God, it's like probably 9 kids come off the bus.
Was it right here close to our house? Yeah,
Yeah.
there was a ton of kids that get
Yeah.
off the bus there.
But then the bus is stopped, and the stop sign is still, you know, chirping, right? And I'm like, what's going on with the bus driver? Like, let's go, man. Kids just sitting there. And now I'm like, oh my God. You know, the car's not in motion. The AC's kind of wearing off now. I'm hot. I just
yeah.
want to go in the house.
Still 105 here, people.
And
So
look,
you know.
I shit you not, it was a solid 2 full minutes, 120 seconds, right?
Oh my God, not 2 minutes.
And a kid got off there, and he's like looking at his phone.
No.
I swear to God, I roll the window down, and I go, "Get off your goddamn phone!"
Oh my
And I'm like
God.
honking on the
Was
horn.
it like a child, like a small child?
No, it was like elementary school. Oh, middle school probably.
You just decided you sounded like
Yeah,
an
I know,
a-hole.
I know,
Like,
I know.
He was like a second grader.
I was honking like a madman, and like,
I thought you were gonna say like you felt bad, and then this kid got off on crutches or something.
Hell no.
Like, and then you felt bad for
no,
being
you know what?
mad.
That shit kid probably fell asleep. You know
He
what I
was
mean?
probably watching YouTube on his phone and
Yeah.
didn't realize it was his bus stop.
Dude, have some
Get
spatial
your
awareness.
face out of your phone, people.
Exactly, and I
And by the way, while we're talking about it, I'm sure I've said this before. Y'all don't need to be checking your Facebook at a stoplight.
yeah.
Check it when you get wherever you're going.
So, I mean,
you're not that important.
I literally like, you know, it was like another 45-second drive to our place, right?
Right? Yeah, it's literally around the corner.
And
I
was
know
sitting
exactly
there,
what
and
you're
I was thinking, I was like, man, like you got really angry right there. You know, like I'm
Oh.
yelling at what is
You started looking inward,
potentially like a
"Ooh, that
12 or
was not
13 year
good."
old.
Yeah,
But it's true though, man.
it is.
Like
That is true.
I think the moment where you can see kids as not like little cute little angels, but like as like little shitheads. Like I think that's the moment when you turn into like a true parent or true adult.
Right. I was gonna say I think that's just being a parent. You can see that.
There was like
Because everyone else sees like this cute little toddler.
Right.
Sometimes when I look at our daughter, I'm like,
there was a turn
your
between like
attitude problem.
between when our kid turned 1 and 2.
Uh-huh.
You know, it was like, oh man, just my precious little angel. Like, man, I want to do anything
Those
to.
terrible twos hit
I want to do
early.
anything to prevent,
Yeah.
you know, anything from bad from ever happening to her. But then sometimes when she hangs off my damn floor lamp that she just busted, I'm like, dude, that was a present. And it's not a cheap lamp. It's not like some
No, it's a
IKEA
nice
crap. Like,
lamp.
it was a really nice lamp.
Don't be saying IKEA crap like we don't have no IKEA furniture in this house.
The only thing we have IKEA right now is what holds up the birds.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess so.
Yeah, we don't come up. Where have you been the past like 4 years?
Oh, you know what? There's an IKEA table in her room too, and her daughter's.
It holds the the butt
No,
warmers.
I think that's what I was thinking.
The white
like,
warmers.
That's what I was thinking. There's something else in the house. I just couldn't think.
But I was sitting there. I was like, man, like she hangs off the lamp, and it just like there's this I see her as like a little
Like a little, not a demon. What's like a little, like
a Tasmanian devil.
yes. I was gonna say devil, but I didn't mean like the actual
Right.
devil. Yeah, it's like so frustrating. It's like a little ball of frustration.
I'm
like,
sure
just in
everybody has their
one.
story, whether it's kids or whether it's like.
Oh, you're not a parent if you've never been frustrated with a
Right.
toddler.
But
Like,
I mean, you can even extrapolate to people who don't have kids. Like, for instance, you know, before we had kids, we had some pretty cool neighbors, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh man, these guys are great. I love living here. And then they do that one thing where you're just like, oh, dude, you're an ass.
Yep. Mhm.
You know, it's just,
Yeah.
man, it could be anything. Anyways, so.
I like
guess,
how we always end the podcast on like a positive, happy note.
Right. For sure.
So, on a positive, happy note,
if you're on the school bus, wake your ass up, stop watching your
Yeah.
phone,
right?
and because somebody behind you might be sick and they just want to go home and take some Dayquil
Get
or
out of the
NyQuil or
heat.
whatever.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, man, NyQuil jacks me up.
We just talked about this. It doesn't matter. Like some medications, if you've never seen us, Shrook is larger than I am.
Damn!
I mean, we have not so much right now.
Was that necessary?
You're a man. You're supposed to be like bigger in stature.
I'm on the warrior diet. If you
I'm
guys
not
don't know what the
calling
warrior
you
diet is,
fat. Oh my god!
the warrior
please
diet.
don't.
The warrior diet
Is
essentially.
the stupidest thing you could do.
The warrior diet is
We don't
essentially-
need to hear it.
The warrior diet is essentially living like the caveman did.
Blah blah blah. No, it's not. That's keto.
Because they
The
couldn't.
warrior
they
diet is you
couldn't-
don't eat all day and then you complain about being hungry until you stuff your face at nighttime.
But
That's
then,
the warrior
But then
diet.
you have like a 4-hour eating window, so like 7 p.m. to 11 p.m.
where all you talk about is the warrior diet. Anyways, we were discussing how different medications, like you could take it, doesn't bother you, but I take it and it makes me sleepy or whatever.
Right.
NyQuil is like the one medicine. It doesn't matter how big, small, old, young you are. It will knock you out.
Oh yeah.
Like knock you down for some time.
And like the next day, I'm useless.
I don't know what it is that's in it. Because if you take any of those things separately,
Right.
you're probably fine.
But even like the Benadryl,
yeah.
I took Benadryl twice last week to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Then next morning, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it's rough.
So sports.
Anyway, yeah. Okay, so on a more positive note, Cowboys win the Super Bowl.
Yes. Enjoy the game Sunday.
Yes, we'll
I
have
wanna
lots to talk about. We're
I
gonna
wanna
release
do,
this earlier, I think.
Yeah, I want to do
next
something
week.
where we can get some friends to like do like some like a pick'em thing. You know, like have like a separate league of pick'em. Like you just pick every team.
You just pick winners.
Yeah.
Oh, that's easy.
Is it too late to organize that though? The game's starting in like 36 hours.
I mean, do you
Oh
want
my
to
god,
do it
it's
for
midnight. Literally 36 hours of game start.
Do you want to do it for money
No.
or like just for fun?
I don't
If
know.
you're doing it for fun, you could start week 5. Who cares?
This sounds like more of a conversation we should have off the air.
Yeah,
Anyways,
like a lot of things that we talk about on the podcast.
we shall be back next week.
All right.
All right, y'all enjoy the football
Happy
week.
football.
Yes.